Hello everybody, John here. It is August the 23rd and I think I've had something happen here that I've not had in the past. So I thought I'd check on it here and see what's going on. I've got this hive out at a location and they told me that it's been bearding up pretty heavily the last week or so. And then yesterday there was hardly anything outside, and I looked at the front and I have very few bees around. So what I thought I'd do is go ahead and open it up here and see what's going on inside. I'm fearing that it's a late summer swarm. And you can see here we harvested some honey off of it a while back, and they've started building out some new comb again, and they're filling it up with honey. This side's capped a little bit. But I can tell already there's not near as many bees in here. It almost looks like the bees, if they did swarm, have like taken a bunch of honey out of here. This one should have been fully capped. So it's looking like it's missing some stores. Like I said, I've not had this happen yet, this late of a swarm. Last year I did catch them. I had a beehive that the queen never came back from a July swarm, and they started to be robbed. And I ordered a bee weaver queen and put inside, and they ended up, I moved it away, brought it back, and they started laying and having bees, baby bees. Here's some brood in this one. So I do know there's brood in there. And what ended up happening was I brought the bees back, put them in my box with the bee weaver queen, and for some reason they decided to make some swarm cells. There was two swarm queen cells on the sides, so I knew that it shouldn't mean they weren't superseding the queen, the bee weaver queen, but they were just a small group of bees in a little nuke box, and there was no reason why they would have swarmed, but they did have a couple queen cells built. And this was in the end of August and September, beginning of September, and I had a feeling that there's no way that queen would have maybe went out and got mated. So what I did was I ended up taking out the two queen cells that were in it and left the bee weaver queen in there, and she ended up laying all winter, and they made it through the winter fine, and in the spring of course they swarmed. But right here I do have some baby bees being born, and these are actually drones that are hatching. Here's a drone right here just coming out of the cell right here. There's two of them. So if this hive did swarm, at least I know there are some hives that are still making some drone. And hopefully the queen right now, a virgin queen, could go out and get mated before fall starts. So I've got bees in here. The number's way down. There is a lot of drone brood on that one, but there's no drone brood here. I better look back at this one, because there was a queen cup, I think. Yeah, right here looks like that could have been made into, could be a queen cup. Make sure they There's nothing in it. Here we do have a queen cell started. And they've got it tapered off a little bit. And there is a queen. There is a larvae in there. Queen larvae. But that's a tiny little cell. Hopefully we got something a little better farther down here. All the broods hatched out of that one. Another cell here. They do have drone brood on it on each side, and then a lot of the regular brood is hatched out. There's baby larvae in here. Again, I hope you can see some of this. There is larvae in there. It's a little dark for me to see the eggs. The sun's kind of going down behind the trees here. It's about 6 o'clock in the evening, but it's the only time I could really come here and take a quick look at them. And it's today it was probably about 100 degrees heat index, so pretty warm out here. The other hive that's sitting here, they are bearding on the front of it. More brood, another queen cell, and it's got a queen in it also, with larvae in there. Well, that answers my question. To my knowledge, in my 4th year of doing this, I've never had a swarm leave in August. What I am surprised of, and like I say, I've still got 3 bars to go here, that they swarmed without the queen cell being capped. I think a lot of times they cap the queen cell and then they take off, and that way in about 7 or 8 days that queen will hatch then. Alright, we're out of the brood now, and we're getting down into the honey section. There's a little bit of honey at this end. And we've got honey and a couple of hive beetles, which is not good. Now that the bees are a little down in numbers, it's an opportunity for hive beetles maybe to get in here and start laying. Okay, this doesn't look too good. The bee numbers are way low. Only about, I'd say, 1/3 of the hive is here. Just guessing. I do have 2 queen cells being made. They're very small queen cells. They're not going to be very big like some of the times you'd like to have a bigger queen cell. There is a little bit of honey stores, hardly any pollen at all, and we still got some brood getting ready to hatch out here. So I really don't know if this little hive will make it or not. If the queen gets hatched out in a week, she'll be hatched out here in September. So that's going to be at least, it's not even capped, so we're looking at another, I don't know, 10 days or so before she might be born, 9-10 days. And then she has to maybe get to where she can fly a couple more days. So we're really looking into, I don't know, what did that make? It's 20, you know, about the going on close into the first to second week of September before she could go out and get bred and hopefully make it back and start laying some winter bees in here. Worst case scenario, like I said, I could always take the resources left over here and bees if the queen doesn't come back and start laying, and I could probably add it to this other hive over here to give it a little bit more to make it through winter. So anyway, time will tell. We'll see what happens here. And like I say, I've never had this in a late swarm, and they did it because they were big. They were busting before yesterday. So anyway, I'm going to close this back up. Make sure I've only seen a couple of high beetles. I think what I will do is close up and just have one entrance, one 1-inch entrance in the front here. That way it gives them a little bit. Makes it a little easier for them to protect the hive, especially this is robin season probably too, and I wouldn't want another hive to get in and start robbing out what honey they do have left in here. So I'll close it up, make it a little tighter, and again, hopefully less for them to worry about when it comes to watching the hive beetles, wax moths, and I think I'm just going to see what these bees can do and if they're strong enough to make it through the winter. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, and again, you never know what's going to happen in the bee yard. Have a good day and God bless.